Mashpee Community Park will open on Memorial Day of 2015, but there's still a lot of work to be done. I sat down with DPW's Catherine Laurent and Selectman Sherman as they talked to me about the road ahead and not to mention the work it took to get here. So who's spearheading this agenda right now to get the whole park, get everything approved and get it going?
There's a committee that has been working on it. I think it was, the park was originally developed back in 2000, and over the years, it just hasn't gotten the use that the town had hoped for. So a couple years ago, a committee was formed to think about, how we could improve the facility to try to make it more attractive for the recreation department and others to offer, programming.
So what ways are you revamping the park and what can we expect to see?
So I guess the biggest change is going to be a pavilion. There will be a covered pavilion that creates almost a stage for, performance movies. There will be, lighting, sound, and in addition to that, a handicap accessible walkway that really, connects the different elements on the entire property. The garden, the archives where we are right now, the one-room schoolhouse, as well as the pavilion.
The plans that we have and ideas that we have for the park for use will be farmers market, possibly, picnics, walking for the employees at their lunchtime or break time, which is great. And it's just really nice, and it brings the community together.
The park isn't just about bringing the town of Mashpee together, but incorporating community organizations as well.
Well, we'll have the chamber involved also, and we can hold events here. Art shows. There's many things that we can do here, and we've just touched just a little bit on each. But I'm sure the public will come forward and have their ideas of what they would like to see here also.
Is this a space that the public would be able to reserve for their own events, or is it strictly town events?
I think the town is willing to consider that. We have had over the last few years with the park as it existed, some groups that did use it for events, and I think we certainly would be receptive to that.
So will there be any other exciting additions to the park?
Yes, the park will be supplied with Wi-Fi. So you can bring your computer or your laptop or whatever and bring it and sit and have lunch and work.
So it's publicly accessible Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Then is this the only place in town that has something like that, or what other places in Mashpee?
We will be the only outdoor space, yes.
So what were some of the initial obstacles you had to overcome to get to the building stages?
Well, you had to get a committee, and then we had to come up with a plan. And then from there we had to go find funding and then present it to town meeting, which passed. Everybody was excited.
So that's a lot to have to put together.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of time, yes.
How did you initially put it to a vote for the public?
After we've come up with our plan and have our money source, then we presented the plan to the voters. And everybody overwhelmingly voted for it, which was nice, because they knew it was going to be a big part of the community. It's going to be their park.
Some obstacles are, of course, bigger than others. So what was the toughest part you had to fight through?
To get the money. To get the money to do it, but really wasn't the toughest part, no. It's just coming up with a plan and bringing it forward. I mean, we started this in 2010, mm-hmm. and here it is, 2014, and we're just starting to dig the walkway.
Finding the funds was definitely an obstacle, but with the Community Preservation Act, it was much more manageable.
Mashpee is one of the communities in the Commonwealth that does participate in the Community Preservation Act. So there is a 3% surcharge on all property tax receipts that is matched to a certain percentage by the state, and that's the funding that is available for these types of projects. So there's a committee that oversees and makes recommendations for use of those funds, and based on their recommendation, it then goes to town meeting. So So the project, I guess, was first vetted by the committee, and then it went to town meeting and was approved at town meeting.
Did you find that there was much opposition?
None at all.
So now that it's moving forward, what benefits will the town see having this park available to them?
I think just another space that we can offer programming. I know our recreation department, the rec director, Mary Bradbury, has already applied for a grant for a concert series to be held this summer. Carol Sherman, who you'll be speaking with later, has some other ideas. The town does have a special events committee, so we'll be working closely with them to come up with ideas, but we'll also welcome, ideas from the public.
You mentioned the Veterans Garden. What other things will be incorporated into the park throughout the community?
Not anything new. It's really just connecting all of, I guess, the other existing uses of the property, and then tying it into, the walkway along Great Neck Road North, as well as Route 130. I think a lot of people that are new to town, think of Mashpee Commons as, the center of town, where historically, right up here at Route 130, where Town Hall was the center of town.